There are over 1 million licensed physicians in the US, but only 4,000 are neurosurgeons. Here's why. Dr. Jubal, MedSchoolInsiders.com. Most pre-med and medical students think neurosurgery is just another surgical specialty with better pay. They see the $760,000 salaries and prestige without understanding what separates brain surgery from every other field in medicine. By the end of this video, you'll know if you're built for the most demanding specialty in medicine or if you're chasing an impossible dream. There is a surgery where they remove part of your skull and put it in the freezer. It's not science fiction. It's called a decompressive hemicraniectomy. When someone has a traumatic brain injury, pressure builds inside the skull with nowhere to go. So neurosurgeons remove a section of skull to give the brain room to swell. The bone goes in the freezer and gets reattached months later. This isn't rare, it happens regularly. Unlike other specialties with routine procedures, every neurosurgical case involves life-altering consequences. A millimeter off during tumor removal affects speech, memory, or personality forever. There's no such thing as low-stakes brain surgery. Future neurosurgeons don't just accept these impossible decisions, they're energized by them. Instead of clouding their thinking, the pressure sharpens it. That's not something you can easily train. Either the high stakes clarify your mind or paralyze it. But handling life-altering consequences means nothing if your body can't endure what neurosurgery demands. Most medical students think they can handle long hours. Then they experience neurosurgery call. It's 3 a.m., you just finished a 14-hour day when your pager goes off. Car accident, brain bleed. You're back in the OR for another 6 hours. This can happen multiple times per week. Despite 80-hour work week restrictions, neurosurgery residents routinely exceed 100 hours. Not occasionally, consistently. The call schedule is unpredictable and brutal. Forget about a social life. Your relationships will suffer as the important people in your life make sacrifice after sacrifice for your career choice. Neurosurgery demands peak performance every single moment. One lapse in concentration during any case could leave someone paralyzed or dead. The mental vigilance required is exhausting. Most people hit hour 40 of anything and start looking for the exit. Future neurosurgeons hit hour 40 and understand they're just getting started. That's not discipline, that's a fundamentally different relationship with discomfort. Even superhuman endurance won't help you if you can't handle the competition. Dermatology and plastic surgery usually fight for the most competitive specialty, but look who's breathing down their necks. Neurosurgery was the second most competitive specialty in 2024 and averaged third most competitive over the past decade. It has a 68.7% match rate, the lowest in medicine, and an average Step 2 CK score of 255. That means scoring better than 60% of all test takers while juggling research and rotations. See this data yourself at specialtyrank.com, the most comprehensive competitiveness analysis available. The average successful neurosurgery applicant has 37.4 research items as of the making of this video, and that number is only expected to increase each application cycle. To put this in perspective, family medicine averages 4 research items. Internal medicine averages 9. Even plastic surgery, the most competitive specialty over the past decade, averages 35. Neurosurgery leads all of medicine in research requirements. This isn't arbitrary. Neurosurgery sits at the cutting edge of medical advancement. New techniques, devices, and treatments emerge constantly. The field expects you to be a physician scientist, not just a surgeon. You'll need to contribute to medical knowledge throughout your career, not just during training. Think about what more than 37 research items actually means. Years spent in labs, weekends writing manuscripts, presenting at conferences, collaborating with researchers, and in many cases, taking an extra year of medical school for a research year. If you're feeling overwhelmed because 37 seems a near impossible number, I understand how you feel. I was once the pre-med that took 3 years to get only 1/3 author publication. I thought research was something you're either good at or you're not. But by the time I started plastic surgery residency, I had 66 research items to my name, 29 of which were publications. And despite not having done research for over a decade, I'm still one of the top 5% most cited doctors on Doximity's reports. So what changed? I developed a research system that allowed me to generate dozens of quality research items per year to wow residency admissions committees, and if you'd like to learn how to do this yourself, Check the link in the description. Matching into the most competitive specialties requires being top of your class for years straight, never having an off semester, and consistently outperforming 95% of your already brilliant medical school classmates. These aren't hoops to jump through, they're a preview of the standard you'll be held to for the rest of your career. If that raises your game rather than your anxiety, you're already ahead. The competition is brutal, and so are the problems you'll face. There's a brain cancer that had a 5-month survival rate a century ago. After 100 years of medical advances, guess the survival rate now. 14 to 16 months. Glioblastoma multiforme has gained less than a year despite surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. Most doctors find this devastating. A century of progress for almost nothing. You're not just navigating 86 billion interconnected neurons, you're pioneering treatments for conditions that have bested medicine for generations. This is why neurosurgery demands research. You're not just treating established conditions with proven protocols. You're working at the frontier, where today's impossible becomes tomorrow's standard care. The research requirement isn't a hurdle, it's preparation for a career of pushing medical boundaries. Future neurosurgeons see this as the ultimate intellectual challenge. They're fired up by complexity, not defeated by it. They thrive on problems that have no clear solutions. Does this sound like you? But intellectual curiosity alone won't carry you through what comes next. Medical school is 4 years. Most residencies are 3 to 5 years. Neurosurgery will humble you. 7 years of residency, the longest in medicine. Most residents finish at 35 or older. While friends are buying houses and starting families, you're making $70,000 working 80+ hour weeks. Future neurosurgeons don't see this as a sacrifice. They've looked at the timeline directly, done the math, and decided the outcome is worth every year. Because the length was never the real filter. Plenty of people survive long residencies, but it's the combined length and intensity that make neurosurgery training more intense than any other career in medicine. Only a few thousand doctors in America can say they're neurosurgeons. Now you know why. Neurosurgery may not be the most competitive specialty to match into overall, but it's by far the most demanding. Want an inside look at what the actual day-to-day life of a neurosurgeon looks like? The So You Want to Be a Neurosurgeon episode reveals how to become a neurosurgeon as well as all of the reasons you may like or dislike the specialty. It's packed with insider knowledge from neurosurgeons who were once in the same position you are now. Find out if it's the right fit for you by clicking the link here.